Howdy folks. Do you remember that time I told you that I'm into nerd stuff? Well, I wasn't lying. I'm into a lot of different nerd stuff. But clearly, I'm into one thing, more than just about anything else. Now, having said that, it's summer in Texas, and it's really hot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this part off. Because that's ridiculous, right? Okay. And then I have my own personal Diagon Alley. As you remember, maybe that I got this from the Wish app, this cool background. So this is my own personal Diagon Alley, okay? Well, it's the entrance too. All right, so I downloaded the new Wizards Unite game. Some of you may or may not know, I've been playing Pokemon Go for about 2 months. So only 2 months I've been playing this game. I have a great coach. Paul is my coach. He teaches me everything about Pokemon Go that I need to know. I've been raiding. I've been battling in gyms. I've been leveling up. I am basically very, very close to level 32 right now after 2 months of play. Having said that, I've only participated in one community day, and about 2 weeks of that, I didn't do a lot because I was recovering from surgery. Okay, so come Wizards Unite. It's a day early. It came a day early yesterday. It's yesterday that it came. I am level 9 right now. I wanted to really get into the game, learn about all the different stuff so that I could talk to you guys about it, tell you how it compares to Pokemon Go in different ways, what's more, what's less, how I like it in comparison. But I will also talk about things for those of you that do not play Pokemon Go, so you won't understand the references when I give them, okay? So for one, what's the point? What's the point of the game, right? What's the point? So the point is that the Statute of Secrecy, if you don't know what that is, it's basically the idea that the magic world stays hidden from the Muggle world. So wizards and Muggles, non-magical folks, they are separate societies, right? Obviously we know that there are some mingling because there are magic folk that come from Muggles, right? Like Hermione Granger, for one. All right, so we want to make sure that it's safe and that everything magical is safe. Well, somehow everything magical is now out in the world, in the Muggle world, and it is your job as the person playing the game to help collect those things, put them in the registry that the Ministry's created. Harry Potter is big. Harry Potter and Hermione Granger are both working on this with you, as well as some other folks too. And basically, you put everything in the registry and return things where they are supposed to go. There's different categories in the registry, and you get rankings in those categories as you collect things. So basically, you collect things. That's the main goal. Then, as we know in Pokemon Go, there are 3 teams. The teams are different here. This is not the same thing. You're not competing against other teams. That's not really how it works. So you have a professor, a magizoologist, I think that's what it's called, and an aura. Aura. I only hear it said British, so I say it the way British people say it. Okay, so anyway, you pick one of those professions when you get to level 6. Having said that, it doesn't matter which profession you pick. You can switch between professions. And as you work in that profession and you earn scrolls and books, you can learn your way up, and it helps in collecting these items, each different profession. So you can switch from professor to magizoologist, you can switch from that to aura, and basically you're just kind of getting more proficient in each one and becoming a better collector. So going back and forth isn't a big deal. There's no cost to go back and forth. I just went ahead yesterday to test that out. I started as professor. I just, for some reason, that one kind of felt right to me. I guess maybe because I'm Ravenclaw. I don't know. I've been working my way up there, but I switched over to the magizoologist and did a couple of things and moved back No big deal at all. I think they encourage that because they want you to be a well-rounded character. Okay? You get to pick your name, you get to pick your wand, you get to pick your Hogwarts house, and then if you want to, you can take a selfie in the app, and then you can like put a hat and robes and all kinds of things and decorate it up. Or if you're not into that, like I'm not really into that, so I just selected from images they already had, and then they have like stickers and decorations that you can put on your image, so that you can enjoy playing the game and you don't have to feel like you're giving away your identity, I guess. Some people have issues with that. They don't want to feel like they have to give up their identity. Or if you don't put a picture at all, it's just a silhouette. So it's fine. Okay, enough about that. So how do you collect these items? Well, you have spell energy. So that's the same thing as like a Pokeball. So where you would use a Pokeball to spin, throw, and catch and collect, you use your spell energy to cast spells that will essentially help you collect these things. So if they're being held in a bubble, or if they're, being held by little goblins or whatever, so you cast different spells. And the way you do that is you trace a pattern on the screen, and you have to trace it as close as possible. So there's a light source at one end of the pattern and an arrow pointing at the end. So what you want to do is for example, you would trace the pattern as close as possible and as quickly as possible to get a ranking. So there are 4 different levels of spell casting that you can do as far as like how well you're casting the spell. So as we know from Pogo, you have the, nice, great, excellent. No, that's not here. It's fair, good, great, and masterful. And there are things where you want to try and get masterful casting to get XP, gold coins. It's much easier to earn gold coins doing this game. It is given more frequently than the coinage at Pogo, where you just have to sit in gyms and defend gyms, right? So there is none of that here. So with Pokemon Go, you have Pokestops where you spin the stop and you get resources, right? Pokeballs, berries, all of that. And then you have gyms, and gyms are where you battle, raid, you can spin gyms for resources, and yeah. That's it, right? Yeah. Okay, there are 3 things in Wizards Unite 3. So you have greenhouses. So we'll start with that. Greenhouses. So in greenhouses, what happens is you go in the greenhouse and 3 plants move around, and then you pick a plant, and then you get some resources, which could be ingredients to brew your own potions, where we will get to that later. Or it can be spell energy. More often, the greenhouses will give you ingredients, from what I've noticed. Occasionally, you'll get 2 spell energy. Okay, then you have inns, okay? Inns are where you go to get spell energy. That's specifically where you're going to get spell energy. So basically, you go to an inn and they feed you, right? Or they give you a snack or tea or something like that. So you click on the inn, you tap on the inn, and there are different kinds of inns. The tall brown inns, that's where you get a lot more spell energy. So you can get I think it's 7 or 8. I need to do the math. I'm a terrible, terrible game player. I just noticed that there's a whole bunch of lightning bolts popping up on my screen when I do that. Okay? Man, my accent went nuts there. Then there are smaller inns, ones that have they're pink roofs, blue ones, purple ones. Okay? Those, typically, you will only get 1 spell energy from them. So what I've noticed is in areas where there are less inns, you will see the taller brown inns where you get much more spell energy. When you are in an area where it is densely populated with inns, you will see the small inns where you get 1 spell energy. So you're going to have to be a little more careful there. Obviously, if you run out of spell energy and there are no inns around, what can you do? You can spend your gold and you can get 50 spell energies for 100 coin, okay? So that's pretty cool. All right, so we're talking about resources here. So that's inns. Okay, and so we have greenhouses, inns. Now let's talk about fortresses. Fortresses are the largest, very tall looking kind of building, turrets and all of that. So fortresses are where you go to do wizard challenges. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something. This is so important. In the greenhouse, not only can you get ingredients, but you can grow plants. That's important because one of the first things that you see when you're collecting these things, which we'll get around to talking about, collecting things, there's stuff on the ground, and you can pick up stuff off the ground. You can pick up your ingredients off the ground, plants, seeds, and water, and different other ingredients. You can even pick up like dragon livers. They're just laying around on the ground. Okay, so you have seeds and water, and you're kind of like, what the heck do I do with those? Well, when you're in greenhouses, you can pick a plant, get ingredients, then you can click over on the bottom. There's two things. There's the option to, what is it? Gosh, I'm recording with my phone, so I can't just look at it. But there's two things, and on the right hand side there's a button that says grow. Click on grow, and then you can select the grow button, and then you would as long as you have enough seeds and water to grow that plant, you grow it. So you click grow, you select the plant you want to grow. Then what happens is there's a time frame that will grow, and throughout that time frame that plant will pop up around that greenhouse, and anybody walking by can pick up that plant. But what they can also do is they can cast a spell to help produce more of that plant for that time period. That's pretty cool. I think that's neat. Okay, so we're talking about greenhouses and picking up stuff to grow stuff in the greenhouses. You're also picking up ingredients to brew potions while you're collecting these items for the registry. There's a lot more to do in this game, okay? Like you have to brew your own potions being like berries in the game, and like healing potions in the Pokégo game, okay? So, man, this is going to be a really long video. I hope you guys are patient. Collecting things. Okay. So, as you're walking about, you see these floating medallions, and the medallions are representative of different categories that you're collecting for. So you would select a medallion. You have no idea what it is you're going to be collecting until you select the medallion. So that's one thing that's very different, typically, unless you catch a Ditto, which if you don't play Pogo, ignore that whole statement. You know what it is you're going to catch, okay? So, like, you select a Pokemon, and that's what you're going to catch, right? This is not the same thing. You have medallions. You don't know what it is you're going to do when you open that medallion. You don't know what you're going to be collecting. If you see a purple medallion, that's typically where you're going to battle something, and that is very different if you're a Pogo player as well. I will get to that. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Paul just got home. I was saying hi to him. Now let's continue. All right, so we're talking about collecting things. So you select a medallion. It will tell you what it is that you're collecting, and then you will cast spells and try and get masterful at casting spells to collect that item. So being masterful is difficult, takes practice, and I have an idea that potentially getting more proficient in your profession, will help you to be more masterful in casting your spells. Okay, so far that's what I've noticed. I will say that the animations are long, and that when you first download the game, it is very slow. So, having said that, download the game at home when you're on Wi-Fi. Then you want to go into the settings of the game, which are in the suitcase, which is the center button in the bottom when you get all logged in. And then you're going to go click on the settings, which, you know, they're little gears. And then you want to download all assets while you're over Wi-Fi. That'll take about 10 minutes or so. Reset your game, and then wait for things to start popping up. It will run much faster. Don't try and just download this while you're on the go. and try and play it without doing that, because you will be very upset. I made a video yesterday after I tried to do that, and I was so frustrated. I basically said, I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing it, because I was so frustrated about how slow it was. I tried to do a wizard challenge, which is what you do in Fortresses, like the equivalent of gym battles if you play Pokemon Go, for resources and XP. I tried to do it, and the screen was just black, and it never loaded, but I could see the countdown at the top of the screen, and it was just pissing me off. So, sorry for my French. It made me angry. So I almost just quit playing then, got home, downloaded all the assets. I turned off battery saver mode in the app, but I turned on battery saver mode on my phone. Things ran faster. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, you can have friends in this game too. I don't know what the point of friends are yet, because you make friends and it gets you XP, but so far there's nothing like trading. Oh, you can do wizard challenges with your friends. You can do wizard challenges, and I would guess probably being friends gets you bonuses, potentially. I should know that, but I've only played by myself and with Paul, like a couple of wizard challenges with Paul. Okay. There's no QR code for friending, which I don't like. I just don't, because that makes it a lot harder if you aren't like Facebook friends or have someone's phone number to friend them. Like with Pokemon Go, you have your QR code, so if you are about to do a raid, or if you're about to battle a gym or whatever, if you're going to do any of that stuff, you can say, hey, let's friend real quick. You click on the QR code, they click on the reader for the QR that's built into the PokeGo app. Man, it's so fast. And then you just accept it, send a gift, boom, done, easy. This is lengthier. There are some things about this game that I do not prefer over Pokemon Go. For example, those long animations that I think are unnecessary. I think if you've done the animation once, that should be it. It's kind of like getting a Pokedex entry when you catch Pokemon for the first time. Then you do it. Also in Pokemon, there is the fast catch method. I've become relatively proficient at it recently. I enjoy using that method, especially when I'm in a hurry. With this game, if they don't have a fast collect method somehow, it's very likely that if I am walking with people, I'm not going to play the game, because it just takes too long when you're collecting stuff to then go to greenhouses and inns to get more spell energy. Then you'll run out of spell energy. They just need to figure out a way to make those shorter, or to bypass them, if you want to bypass them. Okay. All right, so next thing. Let's see what I've gone over. I have a list down here of stuff to talk to you guys about. Okay, so got the goal. The secondary goal is training in your professions. You want to do all of them. Each profession has benefits toward collecting, so it is beneficial to work on multiple professions, moving back and forth. You also have other like badges that you can earn and that you can display on your ministry ID. Your ministry ID is where your picture is that I talked about, and it has a lot of other things listed. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, the graphics. Now, I will say this. Part of the reason I think it's slower is because the graphics are much higher quality. I don't think with Pokemon Go that it's necessary, really, to have more detailed graphics. But these are they're relatively realistic. You know it's a cartoon, you know it's an animation, but it is much more detailed. So I'm guessing that contributes to the lag time. Okay? Yeah. I saw a title on an article that said that Wizards Unite is a slow, bloated version of Pokemon Go. And yesterday I felt the same way. Today I kind of still feel the same way. I'm enjoying it though, and I'm already to like halfway to level 10, like 9.5. Maybe I'm at level 9 3/4. Just kidding. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna make that joke again. All right, so Oh, here's the other thing I don't like. There's no stay awake setting, like with Pokemon, where if you play that game, you can set it up so that your phone stays awake. So when you're walking, you can see, and all you have to do is flip your phone upside down, and then it makes everything go black, saves battery life. Okay, this doesn't have that. Whatever your phone setting is to go to sleep, that's what it is. It just goes to sleep. Then you have to unlock your phone again, start all over. And that's a real pain to me, especially if I'm in the process of playing the game. And if I look away for a second, it's gone, and then I have to basically unlock my phone to keep playing. I don't like that. I wish it was different. All right, let's see. I talked about how Pokestops are like greenhouses and inns. Having said that, if you've played Pokemon Go, you will probably know where the majority of fortresses, greenhouses, and inns are, because they're where Pokestops and gyms are. However, they don't equate. So there are places near my house where, like, for example, there's a gym over there, but in Wizards Unite, it is an inn where you would get spell energy, but you can't battle or whatever in it. And then there's a place where there's a Pokestop, and that one's a fortress. So you can play both games if you have like a huge battery charger that you have hooked up to, because it will run your battery down. You can play both games, but you're not going to get the same experience at each place. Does that make sense? Hopefully. All right, so Pokestops, greenhouses, and gyms are like fortresses. So you battle. Okay, when you're battling something, this is what's really weird. So when you're in Pokemon Go, so I'm explaining this so that those that don't play it will understand. When you're battling something, all you have to do is tap on it. Tap, 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 tap. And it has a little circle, and if you want to tap on that circle, you can, and it builds up for a charge move so that you have more power. So that's not the case here. So the case here is there's, at the bottom of your screen, you see your wand. You want to stick your finger on your wand. Oh, that sounded not right. Okay, so you place your finger on the screen where the wand tip is. And then you'll see a circle in the middle of the screen somewhere on the creature that you're trying to defeat or person. Then you slide your finger until a smaller circle goes into that circle and it charges up, and then it'll show you a spell pattern. Then you do the spell pattern. So you don't even have to lift your finger up, it just starts where your finger is. Does that make sense? So you hold your finger on the screen where your wand is, then you move it to line up. You want to align your circle with the circle on the screen, and you'll get it when you see it. Then as it charges up, you'll see it charge up, and then you'll cast the spell, whatever pattern it is. And you do that repeatedly. You can also give yourself potions while you're battling this thing in the Wizard Challenge. So in between, you can select a healing potion and pump your healing back up. Having said that, it's not a full recharge. It's like 30% or something recharge. Also, you have the option of defending yourself while you're doing your Wizard Challenge. How you defend yourself is you do a Protego charm where, hey, stranger, you clearly don't know me, or you'd call my cell phone. So then it shows on the screen how you can cast Protego. You'll either go this way or this way. And that is a protective spell so that whenever they try to attack, then you have this protection. It doesn't mean that you don't get damage. It means it lessens the damage. So you want to make sure you try and cast Protego anytime you can to lessen the damage. You can also, in your profession, work toward your Protego spell being more powerful, meaning it blocks more damage. That's important. So work on your profession, okay? All right. Now let's start talking about potions. So we have potions. We have several different kinds of potions. They do different things. Some of them I haven't even used yet. There's a brain potion. That one gets you double XP. Haven't used it yet, but I should. And those are so there's potions that are like berries in Pokemon Go, which means that they help boost your spell casting. And then there are potions that heal you. Okay? You brew those, or you win them. So you can get potions in wizard challenges. You can get potions by brewing them yourself. And you can get potions by completing tasks. So with Pogo you have quests and special research. You have that here too. We'll get to that. Okay, so I talked about how potions. Now when you brew your potions, this is really cool. So you select the potions to brew based on the ingredients that you pick up on the ground. So as you see stuff on the ground, pick it up. And then start brewing your potions right away, because I didn't do that, and then my bag was full. I couldn't do anything. So brew your potions. Then, once you start brewing your potion, if you select the spoon on the cauldron, then you can try and figure out the maker notes, the potion maker notes, using different movements in the cauldron. And so what you do is, like, for example, you can go up on the cauldron, you can pinch the cauldron or spread your fingers apart on the cauldron, stir. There's different movements you can do in the cauldron to try and figure out the potion notes. So far I've seen 3 or 4. I'm guessing that the potency of the potion would determine that. So I've done 3 or 4, and once you get those, then you get them. So you already know that for that potion. So I've done 2 spellcasting boost potions and then the healing potion. So I have those figured out, and all I have to do once I select it is do that, and then it speeds up the brew time of your potion by 15%. So you want to do that. If at all possible, you want to do that. Once you get to level 9, then you have access to a secondary cauldron that you can rent using your coins. Okay, and then you can brew up to 8 potions at a time, but they take time to brew. So like 2 hours or something. Some take longer than that, but your potions take time to brew. This is such a long video. So crazy. Okay, so let's talk about when you go and do wizard battles in the fortresses. Man, this is so out of order. I feel like I need to rewrite all this and re-record it. You're collecting things, and one of the things you get is runes. And you use your runes like raid passes. They're the thing that gets you into the wizard challenge. So you select a rune from your rune bag to participate in the wizard challenge. So you want to make sure you have plenty of those. And there's different levels of runes too. So that would determine the difficulty of the challenge. And different chambers of the fortress have different difficulty levels in terms of the challenge too. Okay? So that's important to note. Who knows what a port key is? So port keys are pretty cool. They take you to an alternate location, right? Okay, so port keys are neat. They're like an egg that you hatch in Pokemon Go. So as you walk a certain kilometers, so 2 or 10 is what I've seen so far, 2 and 10, then your port key becomes active. You have to have keys. So like incubators, you have to have keys to activate the port key. And then as you walk, once you reach like 2 kilometers, then your port key is active. You can select the port key, use the port key, and then it uses AR to take you to an alternate location. And once you get in there, it's like a 360. So you want to be somewhere where you won't look like a fool when you're turning all the way around. And then they have rack spurts in there. If you don't know what rack spurts are, these help you see them. So you tap on the rack spurts, 5 rack spurts in the alternate location that the port key took you to, and it gets you like gifts essentially. So you can get like spell energy, ingredients, scrolls, stuff like that when you do that. So that's important. So make sure you are using all your keys that you have to go ahead and do all that stuff with the port keys. All right. Oh, okay. So they also have a thing called dark detectors. So dark detectors, I'm guessing, is like a lure. Okay. So you put them at greenhouses, and I think greenhouses, yeah. And then it's supposed to help you find and collect items. So I haven't done that yet. All right. Now, I mentioned before that you have tasks you have to complete. So you have 4 different kinds of tasks. You have the daily tasks, and one of the daily tasks is completing all the tasks, and you get to collect that also. So you want to do your daily tasks. Then you have your special tasks. I haven't gotten any of those yet, so I can't tell you much about them. And then you have your achievements. So your achievements are kind of like special research. So you work toward those, and you're continually working toward this list. And then you have your statute of secrecy, or SOS tasks. So those kind of pop up randomly, and you want to just be working on all those different tasks. So these can be things like adding 3 people to your friend list, doing great spell casts, doing masterful spell casts, collecting 10 items, returning 10 items, stuff like that. Okay, so that's that part. Oh, and I have not seen anything like a shiny. So you know with Pokemon you can get shinies, and they're like a special type of Pokemon, right? It's like the same thing as the other one but a different color. It's shiny. So I haven't seen anything like that yet. Seems like that's all I have for you right now. As with a lot of games, when you first start, it's pretty easy to level up, and then it starts getting more difficult to level up over time. So you want to keep that in mind. So these are the things to focus on when you're playing. Obviously walking so that you can do the port keys and keep getting resources. Go to inns to get more resources. Look for the tall brown inns. If you can't, you can't. Go to greenhouses. Grow stuff. Collect things. Brew potions often. Keep brewing potions. Collect items. When you collect an item for the first time, not for the first time, when you collect an item completely, some items you only have to collect once, some of them you have to find different fragments of the item to collect the complete item. Once you've collected the complete item, you place the image in the registry. So when you've tapped on the medallion, you've cast your spells, and you've collected the item, it tells you all the things you got, the spell energy, the XP, whatever it is you got, and then it says place item. Place item takes you to the registry, click on that, and then you X out of it, and then you go on to collect the next item, or you brew a potion, or whatever. Whew, this is a lot, guys. Hey, ask me questions down below, okay? Please ask me questions, because I want to know if there's something specific you want to know more about in terms of spell casting, or once I find out more about the friend game, all of that stuff, and wizard challenges and benefits like that. So absolutely ask me to expand on some of these things. This is a really long video. I'm going to try and cut some things out. I might reorder it a little bit. I don't know. But if you want me to do more Wizards Unite content, I'll use the same backdrop, but I probably won't be dressed all funky again. Do you like my Luna earrings? Anyway, you guys, I hope you have fun playing this game. Make sure you download it at home. Download all the assets. And then do not select download over network, because that will slow you down. Deselect download over network. You don't want that. Trust me. I hope you have a great time playing. Comment below on your experiences so far. Comment below what level you are right now, and then we can see how quickly you level up. If you like this kind of video, obviously give it a thumbs up so that I know that and I can keep doing this content. Subscribe to this channel because I need more subscribers and I love you guys and I want to keep doing this. And then ring the notification bell if you want to be kept in the loop about future videos. All right, I hope you guys have a good time and cast away. Bye.